Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello! So, a few of you have been complimenting me on my headbands. I didn't think I could get away with wearing a headband past the age of 12, and I looked like a real kind of, your ears used to stick out. There were those really big ones. But my mum at Christmas started buying me some headbands, and I love them. Absolutely love them. At the moment, most of us, obviously, all around the world, we're in various stages of lockdowns. Hairdressers are not available, so my hair is just, well, it's just a mess. So this allows me to do it up. It still looks a mess, stick a headband on, and I can wear my big earrings. I love big earrings. I just think they're really kind of statement. I know they're not everyone's taste. I do love the smaller ones as well, but I'm enjoying this look. It's like a new 2021 version of Tats. So speaking of new versions of me, a few of you have noticed a few changes. One, no tongue stud anymore. I decided towards the end of last year that I'm 40 in a couple of years, and I don't know, there's nothing wrong with tongue studs and stuff, but there was a few of you that have commented, and I don't care what really people think, but it just made me think and think, yeah, no. And then you've got to look after your teeth as well. I'm just getting it. I've had it since I was 16. It's time to just, let it go. So no more Dogs are doing great. Leela's got to go have her stitches taken out this afternoon, so I thought I'd squeeze in a cheeky video or two. So this story is one where you're going to be going, oh, come on, this is an old story. Yeah, I mean, the fact that Catherine's had the ring for 10 years or 11 years? It's their 10th wedding anniversary. They got engaged, but yeah, so 11 years. You would think it was just time to let this story lie. But no, it's surfaced again, and it's really irritated me because not only has it surfaced, it's changed the entire narrative of the original stories of when they came out. Now, to give you a bit of a backstory on this, for those of you who don't know, when Diana passed away, the boys were allowed to pick items of her jewellery collection that they wanted to keep as a memento. So Willaim picked Diana's Cartier tank watch, and Harry, which was a very sweet story, Paul Burrell, Diana's ex-butler, told the story how Harry wanted Diana's engagement ring because it reminded him of Diana, because when he was a little boy she used to obviously hold his hand quite a lot, and the ring used to almost hurt him, and it was just a reminder of him holding her hand. And you're like, oh, that's really sweet. There's certain mementos where I've lost my grandma and my dad. It was stuff that reminded me of them that I decided to keep for myself, and I think it was a very, very sweet story behind Harry. So anyway, fast forward years later, Willaim has been dating Catherine for years. Harry loves Catherine. They're always mucking around together. They're thick as thieves. Willaim talks to Harry and says, I'm going to propose to Catherine, and Harry actually said to Willaim to give Diana's ring to propose to Catherine with it. Harry's reasoning being at the time was it would be nice to see that ring actually sit on the throne one day. And there was also an element of it where Willaim was very happy because, as he said in his engagement interview, it's like keeping a little bit of his mum with him on the journey, because obviously Diana passed before she met Catherine. So it was all very sentimental, all very lovely, and it was a wonderful gesture of Harry. Loads of stories got flooded the internet after Willaim proposed to Catherine in 2010 in Kenya. It was a very romantic story, and it was very, very lovely. And then the stories came out. The reason why he had Diana's ring was because Harry loves Catherine and he wanted Catherine to have it. And I just thought that, as I said, it just put Harry in a very, very wonderful, very, very sweet light. Now, for some unknown reason, this story, as I said, is doing the rounds again with a twist. Kate was not supposed to have Diana's ring. Prince Harry wanted to keep Diana's engagement ring for his wife, but Willaim gave it to Kate. Quite the change in narrative, isn't it? And there's no surprising that this is obviously since Meghan's come on the scene. Now, as I said, I don't know if this has come from Meghan's PR team trying to stir this up or something, but it's just rather odd at the moment that this has been stirred up yet again. Meghan should have had Diana's ring. Well, Meghan wasn't on the scene. Harry lovingly gave it to his brother to propose to Catherine, who he loved as a sister at the time. Get over it. It's very much in keeping with the narrative that the Sussex... I can't even call them the Sussexes. Don't like that. I live in Sussex. I don't want them to have the dukedom. Take that back. Right. Harry and Meghan have literally fed the narrative, haven't they? Harry, Meghan, good. Royal family, bad, evil. And that's what it comes back down to, isn't it? Harry no longer willingly gave the ring over to Willaim. Willaim took it for Catherine. That ring should have been Meghan's. I wonder who's perhaps supplying a little bit of that narrative. It's turned a very sweet brotherly gesture from Harry, which shows him in a good light, and kind of switched it around to make him come across, well, a bit of an arse. Now, another thing with this story that also really irritates me is Willaim, as I said, he got to keep Diana's Cartier tank watch, which was a 21st birthday present from Earl Spencer, Diana's father, to her. We've had a flurry of stories again. Meghan pays tribute to Diana because she's wearing her watch. How Meghan wound up with Diana's watch. Meghan has adopted, as if you do adopt, but Meghan has adopted Diana's watch. But the frustrating thing with this bit is, it's not Diana's watch. I know this because Hello magazine in 2015 interviewed Meghan, and Meghan in great detail discussed that she bought that identical watch. I mean, that's not creepy at all. But, you know, she was obsessed with Diana apparently growing up, so it does kind of make sense. But Meghan openly admitted that she bought herself that watch when Suits was renewed to season 3. Meghan decided to treat herself. Now, around about the same time, it's no coincidence she was divorcing Trevor, so it might have been one of those, you know, a divorce present to herself. Lord alone knows Trevor had to pay her off a considerable sum. This is the thing. Everyone talks about how much money Meghan had before she met Harry, and she didn't earn it. It was divorce payout because Trevor wanted a quickie divorce. Not surprised. But the fact that this article is out there, the Sun covered it as well. So we know that that watch is not Diana's. We know that it's Meghan's. So it's a very, very weird narrative that the media were trying to spin, or Meghan's trying to spin it, who knows. But she has made it very clear. It's obviously not a tank Cartier watch. But she makes it very clear in a lot of her photographs. She's always posing with it and stuff. So maybe she wanted everyone to think it was Diana's watch. It's not like she hasn't worn a lot of clothing that's pretty much identical to Diana in the past. But the funny bit with Meghan's watch, well, not funny, she had that watch inscribed. Do you know what Meghan had the back of her watch inscribed? Her watch, she can do what she wants. But it was 2mm from MM. How narcissistic is that? She apparently did it for her daughter. This is quoted. She will give it to her daughter later on in life. So, okay, one, she's saying to her daughter, pretty presumptuous that, you know, having no children at the time, surely, that she was going to have a daughter. But, you know, I suppose quite a lot of us turn around and say, we're going to get married at 24 and have 2 kids and a white picket fence. She was going to have a daughter. Does that mean that she was going to call her daughter Meghan Markle, MM? Well, Archie is an anagram of Rachel, which is her first name, so she probably would, if she'd had a daughter, it would have been an anagram of her name then, clearly. Or she just would have called her Meghan. Now, there must be some truth to Meghan being pretty pissed off that Harry had Diana's ring, that if she had been with Harry sooner, she probably would have that iconic piece of jewellery to herself. And probably worse, that Harry willingly gave it to Catherine, well, via Willaim, of course. So that could have been hers, and I really just think it must really, really irk her, and I reckon Harry's probably had 1 or 2 ear bashings from that. But perhaps this is where the stories are then being brought up again, because that ring should have been mine, mine. Let's be honest, Harry didn't exactly sell Meghan short on the engagement ring that he got her. Here's a little clip from their engagement interview. Just bear with me, but just listen to this bit. Look at his face. Look how proud he is of telling the reporter about how he chose Meghan's ring.
Your ring.
Oh, yes.
Tell us about your ring.
The ring is obviously yellow gold because that's her favourite, and the main stone itself are sourced from Botswana, and the little diamonds either side are from my mother's jewellery collection to make sure that she's with us on this crazy journey together. And
It's beautiful, and he designed it. It's incredible.
You can almost see her face if you drill down in it. She's almost looking at it going, well, this is going to get upgraded. This is a bit too tiny for me. Yes, it's so beautiful, so wonderful, so thoughtful. He was so thoughtful that the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change that once we've had that wedding. And she did. We saw Meghan's engagement ring later. Remember how wonderful it was, how perfect it was? Yeah, she blinged it up. She got the yellow band changed for a diamond band, a much smaller diamond band. And she was also sporting a matching eternity ring, which is pretty standard, you know, when people have a baby. But the point was, she then had a whole lot of diamonds wrapped around it. But it didn't go unnoticed that, in fact, she made that iconic looking piece of statement jewellery, which it was a beautiful royal engagement ring, which would have looked lovely amongst all the others. She turned it into an identical version of the engagement ring that Trevor gave her. You couldn't make it up, could you? Look at these photographs. That's Trevor's, that's hers. So she's had an eternity band, exactly the same she did with her previous marriage, and she has had the engagement ring changed. Harry's lovely, thoughtful engagement ring that he designed himself, bless him, into a replica of the wedding rings that Trevor got her. So I think that's where the similarities are going to end, because as most of you know, Meghan, when she decided she didn't want to be with Trevor anymore, rather than have grown up and tell your husband and the person that you've been in a relationship for a decade that you want a divorce, no mention of marriage counselling, just a divorce, she didn't speak to him face to face. She didn't even call him. The first poor Trevor knew of was he had a FedEx parcel arrive on his doorstep with the wedding rings in. I mean, that's pretty low class, isn't it? It's a pretty low, nasty thing to do, really. But hey, as we know, once she's done, she is done. So there's no point having a conversation about it. Meghan was done. I highly doubt that Harry will have the same luxury of a FedEx parcel turning up one day. He's going to come back from England after visiting, the locks will be changed. He's certainly not going to get any of Diana's jewellery back in a nice little parcel, is he? But we know, as the saying goes, what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. Meghan, well, will probably keep. That's it for me on this video. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please leave your comments. I will chat to as many of you as I can, and I will be back with you very soon. Take care. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.